Hello, Facebook.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on? Happy Friday.
A lot of news going on.
Is it really Friday?
A lot of news going on.
This week just flew by, didn't it?
It did. It did. Although my week's not over yet. I will see you all tomorrow in Lewiston at the Dempsey Challenge.
I mean, gets to, not has to. Gets to.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
Dempsey Challenge stuff.
Yeah,
Always fun. So many great events this weekend. The Dempsey Challenge Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
The main marathon is Sunday.
Yep.
And it's going to be a beautiful weekend, which we'll hear more about in just a little bit.
What?
That's not us.
All right, we'll toss to it.
Okay, so.
What are they talking about? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. NBC correspondence.
So you're going to be losing us about 1 minute into the show because NBC News is going to be breaking in. We just found out to give an update on what's going on with Supreme Court Justice nominee Kavanaugh. So we will be going to that. So we'll all find out together what it's all about.
The absence of the tandem instructor is baffling.
Skydiving instructors are still trying to figure out how one of their own went missing. We also see why students at Deering High School walked out of class today. And one person's trashed car is another person's new ride, with a lot of people helping in between. This is News Center Now.
The search for a missing skydiving instructor will head into its third day. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. Game wardens, main search and rescue teams, and friends and family have been searching all day for 41-year-old Brett Bickford of Rochester, New Hampshire. 55 people, 10 K-9 teams, and other first responder agencies searched a 1 square mile area Friday at the Skydive New England site, according to the Warden Service.
Chris Koss has been in Lebanon for us all day. He joins us now live. Chris, skydiving instructors are trying to figure out how this happened because it's obviously pretty rare that an instructor would fall out of their harness.
Yeah, Lee and Lindsay, experts are really scratching their head on how exactly this incident played out. They say they were performing a tandem jump where the student and the instructor dive together. Now, I spoke with Ed Scott, who's the executive director of the United States Parachute Association. They disseminate all the safety information for the skydiving industry. He says normally the student wears a harness and then the instructor wears a harness, as well as a backpack that contains 2 parachutes, one main chute and one reserve chute, and they stay connected facing the same direction until they finish their landing. He says somehow the instructor may have fallen out of his harness because the student landed with his harness, the instructor's harness, and the parachutes. Scott says this is likely the first time this has ever happened.
It's not only unusual, it's unheard of.
Skydiving experts struggle to figure out how an instructor may have become detached from his harness, parachute, and student during a tandem skydive.
It simply has not happened before in my knowledge, and I'm confident in saying that has not happened before at all.
Volunteers, friends, family, and Maine game wardens are searching by foot for 41.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good afternoon again, everyone. We're coming on the air on this busy Friday with breaking news, a major development in the Supreme Court nomination of Brett Kavanaugh. The crucial vote by the full Senate on the nomination, which earlier today seemed imminent, has been delayed, put off for 1 week to allow for a new FBI or a reopened FBI background investigation. Hallie Jackson is at the White House with more on the announcement. Hallie.
Lots of fast-moving developments here, Lester, including the president now saying he will order the FBI to conduct a supplemental investigation into Judge Brett Kavanaugh's background here. And there are conditions on this. The president says this must be limited in scope and it must be completed within a week. So in essence, he is agreeing to the conditions that Republican Senator Jeff Flake set in order to see this Kavanaugh nomination even make it to be able to go ahead for a vote here and to move forward, essentially. You can see the statement from Press Secretary Sarah Sanders there. I also want to share with you what we are now hearing from Brett Kavanaugh himself. The judge says throughout this process, I've been interviewed by the FBI, he says. I've done a number of background calls directly with the Senate. And yesterday, I answered questions under oath about every topic the senators and their counsel asked me. I've done everything they have requested and will continue to cooperate. And those last 4 words are critical. Lester, it means that Kavanaugh will answer any new questions, any additional questions now from the FBI related to the accusation that Christine Blasey Ford has made against him. This accusation of attempted rape that Kavanaugh has vehemently denied from back when they were teenagers 30-some years ago. You saw that emotional, raw, passionate hearing yesterday, both of them appearing to share their stories and frankly sharing their 2 different truths, their versions of what happened. Blasey Ford insisting, she says with 100% certainty, that Kavanaugh assaulted her. Kavanaugh just as passionately saying it was not him. Now the FBI will look into this. There are still questions to come, Lester. What does limited in scope mean? How far can the FBI go here? What can they really get done in a week's time? How much can they uncover about this accusation? And when it says limited in scope, there is also a question of whether that means just looking into this accusation from Christine Blasey Ford or others that have come up that have not made it to the level of the Senate Judiciary Committee just yet and to the hearing level, whether that becomes part of this as well. So there are some questions on that, but the big news here, we still have another week to go. There's some concern on the part of some allies of the president that perhaps another week is not going to be helpful to the process here. It could give folks more time to change their mind. You could see more demonstrations and so on, Lester.
Hallie Jackson with late breaking news from the White House. Hallie, thank you. I want to go to Casey Hunt on Capitol Hill, where this all played out. And right at the time we were expecting that vote to move this confirmation to the full Senate. Casey.
Yeah. Lester, it has been an absolute roller coaster of a day here on Capitol Hill, just to cap off what we saw yesterday when we went into this hearing initially this morning. Jeff Flake seemed to indicate he would vote for Judge Brett Kavanaugh, but he was convinced by his Democratic colleagues to call for this delay. And the fact that he had support from other Republicans has gotten us to this point. He, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins together, they had leverage over the majority leader, Mitch McConnell. And Republicans have been saying all through this process that this wasn't what the FBI does, this isn't their role in the process. It turns out today that they are having to reverse course on that and say, no, actually, we are going to spend a week doing this. So how is this going to play out here in the Senate going forward? We're still trying to iron out the exact procedural details of what we will see unfold. But we do know that at this point, we're not going to see that final test vote on Kavanaugh's nomination until this FBI investigation is complete and Flake and Collins and Murkowski's concerns are satisfied. So they say that it can take no longer than 1 week from today. We're obviously standing here late on a Friday afternoon. So I think we can anticipate that this will come to some sort of conclusion on Friday. But to pick up on what Hallie was saying, a lot can happen in that amount of time, and I think there are some questions among senators about whether Brett Kavanaugh is going to want to continue to put his family through this.
And very quickly, is it your understanding that this, whatever the FBI compiles would go to all members of the Senate, not just the Judiciary Committee?
We need to clarify that point, Lester, but as I was reporting this out previously, that was how it was happening, that once something was added to the background file included for the Judiciary Committee, it was then becoming available to all senators. There can be some questions around redactions of particular documents and things like that, but it could be expected that it would be something that every senator who has to make a decision on whether to vote for Judge Kavanaugh's nomination should at least be in receipt of the majority of that information.
All right, Casey, I know things are moving fast and furious there. We thank you for your reporting. We're going to have full details coming up on NBC Nightly News. For now,
NBC News providing special coverage there. We return to News Center now, where we are also continuing to follow the latest developments. A lot of people watching what's happening with the Kavanaugh hearings and the fallout from that. And we're waiting to hear what Senator Susan Collins has to say. And today we actually heard from her on Twitter. She tweeted, "I support this sensible agreement. I am pleased to hear Mark Judge has indicated he would cooperate with investigators." Also, protesters, we should mention, showed up at her Portland office today, urging her to vote no on Kavanaugh. As you can see, police presence, we'll have that video shortly here. Police presence was required outside her office. People trying to access Collins' official website also late last night and into this morning were met with a message saying the site was down for maintenance. The message Website temporarily unavailable due to maintenance. Normal service will return soon. That was up for up until at least 7 o'clock last night, according to users on Twitter. The website seemed to run around 11 o'clock this morning just fine, and Collins' team says that maintenance was caused by heavy traffic to the site.
Now, before we went to that special report, Chris Costa was giving us the latest update on the search for the missing skydiving instructor. We want to pick up that report back in its entirety so you can see the whole thing.
It's not only unusual, it's unheard of.
Skydiving experts struggle to figure out how an instructor may have become detached from his harness, parachute, and student during a tandem skydive.
It simply has not happened before in my knowledge, and I'm confident in saying that has not happened before at all.
Volunteers, friends, family, and Maine game wardens are searching by foot for 41-year-old Brett Bickford over about a half a square mile area. Investigators are trying to find out when Bickford may have detached from the student, looking at photos and videos from the jump, as well as the harness.
That's obviously going to be a pretty critical piece for us, having experts look at that equipment just to see what may have happened.
Wardens say the student landed with his harness, the instructor's harness, and the parachute, and was not injured.
As any of us would be very shaken up. And they're really lucky 2 people. We're not looking for 2 people.
The USPA reports that in 2017, 24 people died in skydiving jumps, and that tandem jumps are even safer. The wardens say they do not know if this student was performing his first jump, and they also are not saying what that student told them as part of this investigation. We know that the FAA is also involved, but the USPA does not keep the locations or names of people involved in skydiving accidents. Wardens say they plan to continue this search until nightfall, and then possibly, if they need to, resume it tomorrow. Lee and Lindsay.
All right, Chris Costa, thank you very much. And for the viewers at home, thanks for bearing with us as we dealt with all of that breaking news involving the Supreme Court Justice nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Okay, News Center now continues right after this. Problems too, according to our Facebook people. I don't know, everybody's talking about, sounds like we're popping bubble wrap, crackling, popcorn, static, audio, crackling, 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 crackling. Don't know. Hey, Ben, I'm going to say no on Josh Gordon.
Okay,
what
real
story is
quick,
going to be next?
You guys, I got to tell you about this story that we saw. Katie Ortiz found this earlier today. I love the headline. It's from NBC News. Pucker up, U.S. women's hockey star marries her former Canadian rival. Did you guys see this on Facebook today? Megan Dunn, captain of the USA Olympic team, the gold-winning Olympic team, I should add, married her longtime rival, Jillian Apps, a 3-time Olympic champion. And where'd they get married?
In Maine.
In Maine. You gotta love that story.
That's so Maine.
I love it so much. It's the best.
That's so Maine.
Well, we put Proficiency Based Learning was in the walk and talk.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
we should do that. Yeah.
Normally I wouldn't care, but.
So what do you want to do next, though? I think we're in the newsroom. Isaac, just tell us what you want us to do next. So those of you behind the scenes now watching us, you get to see how we reconstruct the newscast.
Yeah.
Because of Lester Holt and NBC News cutting in, all of that time came out of our allotted time. So now our producer, Isaac, is literally juggling everything that was supposed to be in our show to try to figure out what we can still fit, what we can't, and then what order that all should go in.
Are you doing this solo?
No, I think we're together. Is that next though, or is Proficiency Learning next? No, Proficiency Learning is going to be after this.
Okay, so you're first.
Yeah, but we can go together.
We can be together? Okay. And guys, Todd's here. I'm not getting my little levitation device.
Okay, but I need to give you something to say since I'm editing this.
What do you want me to say?
Sometimes people can underestimate the importance of transportation.
Or getting to work.
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to say that?
Sure.
You want me to start with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. I would have helped break up the Collins thing had I been more familiar with it.
No,
So I'm sorry.
I wanted you to do it because I hadn't seen it yet, and I don't want to make that up. So.
Yeah. Sometimes we can take for granted transportation, something we rely on every day.
Right, so there's this one organization that paired up with another great organization that paired up with another great organization to help out a Maine man in need. It's such a great story. Check it out.
It's going to change my life.
Ryan Taylor has himself a new set of wheels. Thanks to the National Auto Body Council's Recycled Ride program, Geico donated a damaged car, Portland Collision fixed it up, and Ryan, who has autism and a full-time job as the IT person at Strive, now has a dependable way to get back and forth to work.
As part of that, he actually goes back and forth between all of our different locations, and sometimes when he has to go and buy a printer or something, he'll go and take it literally on the bus to go to the store to buy it or to get something fixed, and this will just open up a whole new world to him.
Ryan, thank you.
This Recycled Rides program, which has been around for more than a decade, has been able to supply more than 1,000 cars to people in need.
What we are doing is providing the gift of transportation. So many people cannot be successful in life without having a vehicle. We don't all live, work, shop on the same transit line, even if there is a transit line.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Portland Collision.
For Ryan, who graduated from Great New Gloucester High School, this program and the car that came because of it is a game changer.
Because it will be more dependable, and that they can get to and from work without the worry of it like breaking down.
I gotta tell you, Ryan was so excited. He drove out and he's beeping and he's waving and was just so appreciative, and really is going to be such a game changer for him. So good to see him happy, and what a great organization to make all that happen. So
one less thing to worry about.
Absolutely.
All right, check this out.
The way colleges would be able to view the culmination of my hard work at Deering was changed, and in a way that I did not agree with personally.
Students who walked out of class this morning say their voices aren't being heard when it comes to proficiency-based learning. The Deering High School students say they're concerned about the new grading system recently implemented and how it could impact their college application process. Proficiency-based learning uses a grading system of 1 to 4, 4 being the gold standard. The decision to use it is up to schools on an individual basis. Principal Greg Palmer says he supports students who participated in today's walkout.
We're trying to find practices that benefit our students as they move into their post-secondary lives, both in terms of college and other post-secondary options.
I find it hard on especially GPA, especially since junior year is the year that colleges look forward to the most, that they see a sudden drop in your grades even when you're doing the same amount of effort as you did the previous year.
Deering implemented PBL this past year. As of July, a new Maine law passed which allows schools to offer 2 different types of diplomas. One is proficiency-based and the other is credit-based.
All right, we have our Friday installment of Senioritis Stories coming up. Very much looking forward to that.
And we don't have Keith today, but we got my boy T. Guttner checking in at the 5 o'clock news. We'll check in with him in just a little bit. Aww.
I don't know what happened. It's like it was highlighted or something in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
Why I thought we were still in the bite, and so.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Sorry about that.
We got that.
I love whoever said get my stool. I know. You guys, I just need to grow like an inch. I always lied. I guess the timing of what I'm about to say is bad.
You guys are giving Liam credit, and usually that is what we do around here. But today it is Mixmaster Schools who you should be giving the credit.
That's
to
true.
Fixing the audio.
Hands
so,
up.
DJ
Okay, wait.
School money.
I'll say what I was going to say anyway. I'm like between 5 feet tall and 5'1", so I always used to like go with 5'1" for the roster for high school and college sports. So it wasn't really like lying. I was just like rounding up.
But if you blow dry your hair, you're like 5'3".
Yeah, in the heels. Yeah, but really, I just need another inch, and then I'll be okay. I can keep up with the rest of you guys.
Okay. Oh look, intern Maddie's here.
Maddie!
Woo woo!
Maddie! I love the topic in which she's doing her senioritis story today about finding a mentor.
We're not doing that.
No, are we just coming out to full weather?
We have a package first.
Oh, are we doing a package first? Okay.
What is that? What is the package? Is it updated though? That's not going to be relevant anymore. Right? I mean, yeah, okay. And so where's Katie?
What's that?
After weather?
Okay. All right.
So social stop is after weather? Yeah? Okay. All right. Okay, so I mean can we how are we gonna do it on time? Should we
We could do weather.
Okay. We'll have a little time because we're gonna drop that.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, and throw that domain back in there.
Yeah.
Todd, can you move to your right a little more?
Over here?
Todd,
Sure.
Live on Facebook.
Oh, I am?
Dana suggests that you for
Which
your
cam?
internship.
This one right here.
That one? Hi, Facebookers.
I'll explain to you later.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said too.
Start and end at the desk. Okay.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, so at the end of weather, we just stop talking, and then it's going to go right into the social stop open. I got you. All right. I'll start this, Michigas.
You got it.
Okay. Do you know what Michigas is?
Nope. No, but I know what
is it?
schwitzing is.
Yes, you do.
Is it like that?
Michigas is just schwitzing is sweating.
Todd's a mensch.
In Yiddish?
He's half a mensch. He's a man.
Oh, you're a mensch.
All right, so finally, we have a game played on my turf.
Right.
Usually, if I want to see my old friend, my former weekend co-anchor, I've got to go down in the mornings to be with him. He never wants to come play with us. And now we got him on the PM side.
Just so you know, I'm really good away for an away game.
Yeah, all right, well,
Yeah.
we'll see how you play on the road. I haven't seen the forecast yet. We'll see. We'll see. Get you out of your comfort zone.
This is true.
Welcome-
This
welcome
show
to
is
the PM.
totally out of my comfort zone.
Welcome to
We're
the
on
PM,
Facebook right
sir.
now
This
or
is the
something?
PM.
Like, what is that?
We're all still learning. Oh man.
All right. Well, you know, it started out. I mean, look how nice it is outside right now. Awesome Friday evening.
It's been getting dark around this time, and it's just
Yeah.
it's not ready for that.
No, it's a little, you know, it's happening though. It's happening. But the day cleaned up pretty nicely. There's Standish webcam from St. Joe's, 58 degrees, barely a cloud in the sky. There's one little one right over the lake. And we cleared out so nicely here. Showers pushed offshore. Didn't get much out of this rainfall. Unlike its predecessors, frequently over the last couple of weeks, we've been getting drenched. This one just put down a couple of pennies of water, not much at all. And it's basically clear outside of Bangor all the way out through Calais and St. Stephen. But this will happen real fast, getting these clouds out of here. And it's going to be a gorgeous evening. Sun setting in about an hour or so. Low pressure scooting on out of here. High pressure's working in. There's another cold front out to our west. And these have been pretty juicy lately. This one, however, will not be like the ones preceding it. This one goes up to the north, most of the energy with it. And it's really only going to give us a temperature change, an air mass change over the weekend. Very little, if any, rainfall is expected at all this weekend. Tomorrow morning we wake up, it'll be around 48, 47 degrees. Tomorrow afternoon, beautiful. Not many clouds out there, almost 70 in a lot of communities. That's a little above where we should be. And as we go into Sunday morning, you can see that the air is getting cooler here. There'll probably be some frost up in the mountain valleys and across northern Maine as well. And then Sunday afternoon, while nice and bright, the exception will be the mountains and to the north and west where we have a little bit of cloud cover coming in. Temps will be noticeably cooler, almost 10 degrees cooler than Saturday's highs. So we're getting up to about 60 or 62. So temps again cooling off over the weekend. But classic autumn weather this weekend means you can start looking for the foliage. You're getting some color now up in the mountains and some splashes down to the coastline. It's mostly those unhealthy trees that are around the swamps or on the edges of the highways that get all the salt from the winter that aren't doing so well. They always turn first. But here's some good pictures. This one's from Carabasset Valley, and you can see some nice color there, a little bit at least. And this one I love from Belgrade Lakes, such a gorgeous spot in our state. And that's some nice color there. Again, it was at like either sunset or sunrise. So that the color from the sun setting adds to those trees a little bit. It's not that beautiful everywhere, but we're getting there. We're getting there. In a couple of weeks, it'll be looking like that everywhere too. Marine forecast for tomorrow, seas 2 to 4 feet, west winds 5 to 10 knots. Water temperature hanging in there around 60. It's actually not too bad. Nice day expected tomorrow for your Saturday. Mix of sunshine and clouds. High temperatures up near 70. Cool but sunny on Sunday, near 60 degrees. Now, early next week's going to be a little unsettled. We'll have a couple of showers around on Monday, 60 there. And then it starts to turn a little milder middle of the week, and another frontal system with some heavier showers expected Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and Wednesday morning. And then once we clear out, there are signs that we're going to get another little taste of summer. Maybe like, you know, your Indian summer, although we haven't had a frost yet in all the cities, so it's not quite an Indian summer, you
Is
need the
that an
frost
8?
first.
Is that
But
an
there
8
might be
on
an 80-degree
Thursday?
temp next week.
Ocho.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
like my scorecard when I play golf.
Play golf?
Yeah.
Play mini golf?
Mini golf.
Mini golf?
Man.
The windmill? Those windmills
The
are
windmill
get
gets
to
you
the windmills
every time.
The backswing doesn't work as well on the
No,
putt-putt course.
definitely not.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Happy Friday! Don't kill the messenger. Mark Zuckerberg has finally learned his lesson and today disclosed to us Facebook users the company found a security flaw in almost 50 million accounts. That's 50 that allowed hackers to take over people's profiles. I feel like we've been here before. The company said in a blog post, someone somewhere exploited the feature where you can view your profile as somebody else to attack the network. Zuckerberg says Facebook doesn't know who's behind this and they don't know if any accounts were misused, but here's a timeline. Facebook discovered the breach on Tuesday afternoon and notified the FBI on Wednesday. The patch was supposedly fixed last night, and this morning, Facebook forced more than 90 million users to log out of their accounts. So you may have noticed you were kicked off of Facebook a couple of times today, like me. Now, the vice president of product management says they're in the early phases of investigation, and the reality is they face constant attacks, but says they do need to do more to prevent this from happening in the first place. Quote, "We are sorry this happened." Now, Zuckerberg insists there's no need for users to reset their passwords, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say it's probably not a bad idea given their history. For now, they've disabled the View As feature. Lindsay?
Digital diva, getting it done.
You should have heard
Thanks,
the
Katie.
gasp in the newsroom as we heard that news earlier today.
Yeah.
Just
Having
oh
to
my
log
goodness.
on again.
I
So
know.
inconvenient. Senioritis stories coming up next. Cheryl's in Holton. What's going on, Cheryl? Oh, I just looked up all the quotes. He was asked about it 3 times during the press conference today, and I've got his quotes right here.
Oh.
But that's fine. We don't need to do it. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to. I mean, I can talk about it while it's running, you know, if you want, whatever. It's good. It's a good video to go out on too. You don't even have to come back to us. Just stay on it, and we'll go right into. I'll read the quotes, and then we can just go right into the open for 5:30. Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you want to? Can you toss to Maddie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we
I
both?
think it just has to be soups fast.
Are we both at the monitor?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to just say something quick?
Soups fast.
Soups? You want me to say something just myself?
Say something unbelievably clever and quick. See, look at the Facebook people. They get to see the true, like, when everything just goes out the window plan and we just have to make stuff up on the fly on live TV. This is good for you at home to see. This is good for you at home to see.
Oh, I was going to do fun things. I was going to make you look like an octopus. So yeah, Dempsey Challenge. We're going to be there this weekend.
So awesome.
It's going to be so much fun. Come say hi to me tomorrow morning. I'll be out there.
Snapchat.
I don't have Snapchat.
You don't have Snapchat?
That's why I love Snap Maps. Because it's my only way of seeing Snapchat. I have Insta Story.
We did a story on the Snap filter earlier this week right here on Now, Schoolsy. It was fantastic.
So I got rid of Snapchat when I became.
That was a fun picture.
It was a fun picture. I got rid of Snapchat when I became a morning news anchor because I had so much FOMO because everybody was like doing things and like being social and going out. When you're a morning news person, you have to go to bed at like 6 p.m. So you miss out. FOMO, fear of missing out.
Thank you for explaining that. I had no idea what you were talking about.
All right. Everybody needs a mentor at some point in their lives, but especially in college. Here's Maddie Rayner.
The day 3 years ago you thought would never come, well, it's here, and it's the biggest wake-up call of them all. My name is Madison Rayner, and I'm currently an intern at News Center, Maine. I'm a Mainer who's pursuing a journalism and legal studies double major at the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. This is Senioritis Stories. College, and senior year especially, brings a lot of new responsibilities. That's why finding a mentor is so important. While seeking advice from peers or family members can help answer some of your questions, finding a mentor can give you perspective on the industry you're about to enter. Meet Greeley Kyle. He's my broadcast professor, the cause of my stress, but also my Yoda.
As a graduating senior, the job hunt is taking priority. 3 quick things. Be strategic. Think about what your dream jobs are going to be, but also be realistic and think about what your B-level and C-level jobs might be and prepare to apply to all those. You also want to do your homework on the company that you're applying to and the people you're going to be applying with and interviewing with. And finally, network, network, network. See if there are any alumni that go to that work there, or any people from your hometown that work there and give you an in to that job opportunity.
I encourage you to break that scary stereotype of professors and get to know your faculty. They can be your ally and biggest resource when searching for a job. A pro tip for you: check out your career center, talk to your old or current boss, seek advice from those who have worked in the profession and can relate to what you're going through. Finding someone who can help you navigate this difficult time is key to surviving senior year. I'm Madison Rayner, and I'll see you next Friday at 5.
All right, kids, we're going to send you into the weekend with this. Tom Brady and the Patriots don't appear to be too worried about their 1-2 start because number 1-2, Tom Brady, dancing today at the beginning of practice. He said in the press conference, which he was asked this question multiple times, what were you doing, that he was imitating James White, the running back for the Patriots, saying it's his move. He was trying to teach me while I was out there. He's pretty good. I've got a long way to go. Brady was asked a follow-up question during the press conference, and he said, this is the first day we've worked on it. I'm going home tonight. I'm going to work on it there. I'll see if I can get in the end zone and maybe do something special this weekend against the Dolphins. So Tom Brady dancing. If that doesn't get you ready for the weekend, nothing will.
Let us know on Facebook and YouTube Live what song you think would best fit those moves. I'm curious to know. I was trying to think of something while you were talking, and I just can't.
I'm not sure that we can come up with that. We can come up with News Center Maine at 5:30 because it starts right now.
Eek. Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.